Hello, class ninth. Today we are going to start with the topic the Rig Vedic civilization, which is a part of lesson 2, page number 104. Main objectives: social life of the Rig Vedic Aryans, economic life or the material life of the Rig Vedic Aryans, religious life or the mode of worship of the Rig Vedic Aryans, political organization and administration of the Rig Vedic Aryans. Before the discussion of topic, we must know the following terms like Grahapati. Grahapati occur in Vedic literature. It means the head of the Graha, means households. Tribal society, group of the tribes organized around kinship. Parda system, practice that involves the seclusion of women from public observation. Hymns are religious songs or the poems in praise of gods. Monogamy, a state or custom of being married to only one person at a time. Intoxicating drinks containing alcohol and can make you drunk. Amusements, feeling of being entertained and happy. Economic life, life related with the economic activities. Granaries, a place with the grain stored. Hereditary, condition of being here. Contender, a person competing with others. Autocrat, dictator. Gram Sabha, village council. Parliament, highest law-making body. Children, today we will discuss about the Rig Vedic civilization. The main source of information regarding the social, economic, religious and political life of the Rig Vedic Aryans is their oldest Veda, that is Rig Veda. Social life of the Rig Vedic Aryans. The eminent elements of the social life of Aryans were family life, condition of the women, food and dress, games and amusements, absence of the caste system. Moreover, economic life or the material life of the Rig Vedic Aryans. Economic life of the Rig Vedic Aryans were dependent on agriculture, domestication of animals, trade, other occupation and craft. Now let's come to the reading part. The Rig Vedic civilization. The main source of information regarding the social, economic, religious and political life of Rig Vedic Aryan is their oldest Veda, that is Rig Veda. From it we can obtain the following information about them. Social life of Rig Vedic Aryans. First, the family life. The Aryans led a simple life. They lived in a village and their life was quite happy. Their families were patriarchal, where the father was the head of the family. The oldest male member in the family was called Grahapati, or the master of the household. All other members had to obey him. The Grahapati performed all social and religious rites with utmost faith. The Aryan attached the greatest significance to the interest of their clans as the idea of the state had not dwelt till then. It is also the reason that the most historians call the Rig Vedic society as a tribal society. Many families formed themselves into the tribe and the whole tribe lived in a single village. It means in the Rig Vedic time or the early Vedic period, the Aryans lived in village. The family was fundamental unit of the society. It was patriarchal. This means that the oldest male member of the family was its head. He was called Grahapati. After the death of Grahapati, the responsibility shifted to the eldest son. The condition of women. The Indo-Aryan held their women in the high esteem. No holy function was performed without their active participation. The women too used to take part in all festivals and function freely, as there was no such practice as a Parda system. They received education like the members of the family. Some of them were renowned scholars such as the Vishwara, Ghosha, Upala, Mudgalini, etc., who composed of some the Rig Veda hymns. All people except the king and the noble practiced monogamy. Monogamy means state of marriage when one person is allowed to keep one wife and vice versa. Young men and women had the right to choose their own partners. There was no such thing as a child marriage, nor the evil of sati. The widow had the choice to remarry. It means during the Rig Vedic period, women were respected. The institution of marriage had become sacred. daughters were given the freedom to choose their husbands. The system of remarriage of widows were prevalent. There was no example of child marriage. The marriageable age in the Rig Vedic seems to have been 16 to 17. Food and dress. The Aryans are simple but wholesome food. They generally took vegetables, fruit, and corn, like the barley and the wheat and milk products. They also drank the beverages called soma, which was also offered to the god and used in the ritual sacrifices or yajnas. It was an intoxicating drink. The Aryan used a simple dress. Their clothes were made of cotton and wool. They used turbans to cover their heads and wore the undergarments, shirts, and dhotis. They also wore gold and silver ornaments. It means the Aryan used to wear very simple dress. They used to wear the cotton clothes and the woolen clothes, used to wear the dhotis and turbans to cover their heads. Along with this thing, he used to wear the gold and silver ornaments. Games and amusements. The Aryan used their leisure to amuse themselves by hunting, chariot race, dancing, singing, gambling with dice, etc. Just have a look on the picture. The pastime of Aryans, the chariot racing. Just have a look on these two pictures. Some other pastime of the Aryans, like dicing, this is, and second one is the mace fighting, this one. It means the pastime activities of the Aryans were the chariot racing, dicing, and the mace fighting. Absence of the caste system. There was no such system as a caste system as it was practiced today. They had divided their society into the four varnas: Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras to regulate their life in the better way. There was no restrictions on a person going over another varna or profession. A Rig Vedic hymn clearly says, I am a poet, my father is a doctor, and my mother is a grinder of corn. It means at that time there was no caste system. People used to divide themselves to do the work. Moreover, there was no taboos and the social restrictions on a person going over another varnas, means another society or a profession. Economic life or material life of the Rig Vedic Aryans. Agriculture. Agriculture was the chief occupation of the Aryans. Barley and rice were the main products, but cotton and oil seeds were also produced. There were wells and the canals for irrigation. They generally lived on the villages, and tilling was the main occupation. Therefore, Rig Vedic Aryans belonged to an agricultural society. It means the main occupation of the people of Aryan were the agriculture, and they used to grow cotton, oil seeds, barley, wheat, etc. Tilling was another main occupation of the people of villages of the Aryans. Rig Vedic Aryans belonged to an agricultural society. Domestication of animals. Domestication of animals means rearing of animals was their another main profession, and the cattle was regarded as their property. The domestic animals included the horse, the cow, the bull, the sheep, and the goat. But cow were regarded as the biggest possession. Cow were held in the great esteem. Another occupation of the people of Aryan was the domestication of animals, means rearing of animals. The domestic animals included the horse, cow, the bull, the sheep, and the goat. And cow was regarded as the biggest possession. Trade. Trade was also the chief profession. The barter system. Barter system means exchanging of the things. Was in vague and generally commodities. Commodities means things were exchanged against each other. Generally, cow was the medium of exchange. Some historians believe that some kind of coins called the nishka was prevalent. Trade was carried both by the land and water. It means trade was also one of the economic activity. At that time, the exchanging of the commodities was prevalent, that is known as barter system. And cow was a medium of exchange. Some historian believes that some kind of coin that is called the nishka was prevalent for the trade. Moreover, trade was carried by both the routes, land and water. Other occupations and crafts beside the above occupation, the Aryans were engaged in building chariots, making ornaments and weapons, weaving, leather dyeing, making earthen potteries, etc. There were also doctors who practiced the herbal treatment. Means the Aryan people were also engaged in building the chariot, making ornaments and weapons, weaving leather, dyeing, making earthen pottery, etc. Moreover, there are the doctors who practice the herbal treatment. Religious life or the mode of worship of the Rig Vedic Aryans. Worship of the nature's god. The ancient Aryans were highly religious, but their religion was simple. They were impressed by the forces of nature such as sun, the fire, the wind, the dawn, the water, the rain, and the earth, whom they worshipped as a god. Every natural phenomena was regarded as a separate god whom they worshipped and prayed for their own prosperity. Indra, Varun, and Agni were the chief gods. Indra was the war god and god of rains. Varun was the god of water or seas and upholder of the natural order. In Rig Veda, there are the several hymns seeking Varun's forgiveness for one's sin as evident from the following hymns. O Varun, deliver us from the sin of our forefathers, deliver us from our own sins. It means the people of the Vedic age are worshipped the forces of nature. They personified their natural forces and looked upon them as a living being to whom they gave the human or the animal attributes. Number of the gods are mentioned in the Rig Vedic, but mostly they worship Indra, Varun, and Agni. They were the chief gods of their worshipping. Indra was considered as the god of rain, Varun was considered as the god of water. God Indra was worshipped to that may protect the devotees from the holocaust of wars and fill their granaries by sending timely rains. Most of the hymn in the Rig Veda praises this god. It means the Indra was the most important god of their worshipping because that god protected his devotees from the holocaust of the wars, and he also used to give them the rain to fill their granaries by sending the timely rain. Singing of hymns. The Aryan way of worship was very simple. They had not built any temple as it done these days, nor did they worship idols. They recited mantras or hymns in open air. All these members of these families took part in chanting the hymns. It means the Aryans worshipped in the open, offering sacrifices and singing the hymns in praise of the god, and there were no specific temples at that time. Yajnas and sacrifice. Yajna or Havan, burning incense, was a major part of their religious duty. The daily yajnas were very simple and were performed by the family members themselves. Beside these, the daily yajnas they performed the special yajnas on festival days. Sometimes the animals were sacrificed in these occasions, especially care was taken in performing these. Means yajnas and havans were the major part of their religious duties. First of all, fire was kindled and offering of the ghee, milk and rice were made. The soma was also offered to God as it was considered evil. They thought that God themselves are fond of soma. The yajna or sacrifices were performed to propitiate the God who in turn would bless the worshippers with peace and prosperity. It means the people of the Rig Vedic period they used to please their gods by making the sacrifices and offering the som drink. They believed that God would please them with the happiness and prosperity. The political organization and administration of the Rig Vedic Aryan. Status of king. The early Aryan lived in tribes which are called Janas. Each Jana had its own chief or king, which was generally a hereditary successor. But in case of the king proved to be cruel, they had the right to replace him by another chosen king. The king had to seek and secure the help of his people for his own safety against other contenders, means competitors, or also against the enemies. The king was not an autocrat. Autocrat means dictator. He could exercise limited authorities in the discharge of his duties, which that defend his people to give them justice and lead them a war, etc. It means the Aryan lived in the tribal settlements. Each tribe had many villages under it. The community was referred as Jana, and the small kingdom that was formed were known as Janpada. Administration, every Janpada has a king. But in case of the king proved to be cruel, that the right to replace him by another chosen king, this was given to the people of the village. Duty of the king to secure and help the people of his Janpada. The king was not an autocratic, means he was not a dictator. He could exercise a limited power. The king and his ministry. There was a several ministers, especially the commander-in-chief and Purohit or the priest, to assist the king in the discharge of his administrative duties. As these ministers were highly experienced and quite able, they could serve their people by giving the proper advice to the king. Means king is assisted by the many of the ministers. Minister help the king by advising him for the better administration. Local self-government. During this period, local self-government was another important institution. The Gramini was the chief functionary in the village. The whole village administration was his responsibility. He maintained the peace and order in the village, and in time of war led the people to the battlefield. He was also the chief of the village council or Gram Sabha and generally decided the small cases. He was responsible to get the king's order executed. In the village's hierarchy, the held the most responsible post. It means there was a local self-government which works at the village level, and village level was the smallest unit of administration. Moreover, the Gramini was the chief functionary in the village. Whole village administration was the responsibility of the Gramini. Moreover, Gramini was responsible to get the king's order to be executed in the village. In the village hierarchy, he held the most responsible post. The Sabha and Samiti. There were the two councils of chosen members from among the people to assist the king. One of them was called Sabha, while the other was called Samiti. The Samiti was body that represents a whole tribe, while the Sabha was composed of only the distinguished member, like the cabinet ministers, and the Samiti was like the council of ministers. The member of Sabha was called the Sab-Sansad and the president was called the Sabhapati. The free discussions were held in the Sabha and resolutions was passed to the majority vote. Its decisions were applicable to all and everybody had to abide by these decisions. The Samiti was the council for the whole tribe and was like the present day parliament. It means the two assemblies, the Sabha and Samiti, advise the king on the important matters such as war. The Sabha comprised some selected people of the village, while Samiti comprised all the villagers. There was freedom of expression to every member, and the resolution were carried by the majority of votes. Even the king had to seek the cooperation of Samiti, which helped him in strengthening his position. At the time of the accession, the king had to take many vows in the presence of Samiti. The Samiti could pass a resolution to remove an incompetent and cruel king. In this way, we can say that both these institutions, the Sabha and Samiti, had a great importance and they exercised control over the king, so that he did not turn into the autocratic, means dictator. Thus, we can say that despite their monarchical system, there was a glimpses of democracy in the administrative system of Aryans. Methods of warfare. The Aryan fought wars on foot or while riding on the horse, back or riding the chariot. The king and the nobles usually fought on the horseback or in the chariot while the infantry or the soldiers fought on foot. From the Rig Vedic, we came to know that the chief weapon of the war was the bows and arrows, spears, axes, mace, etc. The Aryans used the shields and wore the armor to defend themselves against the enemy. They observed a noble code of war. They never struck a foe who was asleep, defenseless, or the wounded. The common people were also left unhurt. In this way, we may conclude that the Rig Vedic administration was purely tribal, as the tribes were always on the move, shifting from one place to another. There could no stable government. Also, did not exist anything like the civic or the provincial administration. It means the method of warfare of the Aryans were on foot while riding on the horses' back, riding on the chariots. Moreover, the king and his noble usually fought on the horsebacks. Their important weapons of the war was bow and arrow, spears, axes, mace, etc. They attacked on the enemy who was without weapon, but they did not hurt the common people. We can say the Aryan people were completely nomadic, means they were not having the settled life. Moved from one place to another place, moreover, they were not having any stable government. Then today we will complete till here, and you will have to reread this part and learn the basic terms, related question answers, and kindly follow the SNAP homework. Thank you.